So Israel's goal and its purpose is always framed as being a land for Jews, right? It's always, this is the land of the Jews, but there's so many different disagreements. There's a lot of machlokas. You talk about the Torah and Tefillah. There's a lot of big issues going on here. Primarily, you see this between the Orthodox or Haredi community and the secular community. What do you think that we need in order for there to be a better relationship between these groups? And do you believe there's a solution?
Yeah, so I'm actually pretty optimistic. I will say I might be in the minority because I'm feeling some optimism about the divisions in our Jewish world. And the reason why I'm feeling optimistic is as follows. I grew up really Zionist, and Israel is in my bones, and I feel like it was there from the moment that I entered this world. Israel was in my bones. And one of the things that I have learned to appreciate so much about Israel, I knew I felt it. I knew I had this connection. And now that I've learned more about Israel and spent more time in Israel, I have a deeper appreciation. And one of the reasons is because even from the very beginning of Israel, there were debates about what Israel should be.
Right.
There were people who believed in sort of like what I'll call the Herzl camp, that Israel was a place for Jews, which meant it was a place where we could be safe and avoid anti-Semitism and have sovereignty and self-defense. And then there were those who I'll call the Achad Ha'am school. Achad Ha'am is another one of these early Zionist thinkers, and he was more of the opinion that the purpose of Zionism was not to be a hub for Jews, but for Israel to be a hub for Judaism. It should be a place where Judaism was getting put back into its homeland so that Judaism could flourish in its natural soil.
Right.
And that mission of Achad Ha'am got seriously interrupted because of the Holocaust. We lost so many Jews that the Herzl vision of what Israel needed to be won out. We needed to preserve our bodies because how could we preserve our ideas and our lives and our culture how could we preserve anything if we weren't preserving ourselves? But now it's been 70 years since the Holocaust. And one of the reasons why we have so much division in Jewish life is because, thank God, we have enough Jews again for there to be a variety of different iterations of what Jewish life looks like. And I actually think we're at this beautiful moment in Jewish history where we're finally at a critical mass again post-Holocaust that we can have every little iteration of what Jewish life should look like, and every group has their own idea of what's most important, and and there's enough people for each of those groups to exist. And so I actually think we're at a turning point where the divisions we're seeing now is actually a good sign. And some of the boundaries are going to start melting away. Right. And I'm hoping that this is a journey towards a sort of boundaryless Jewish life where we can be more unified in all of the ways that we practice and all the ways we believe.